The Music of Ponyville by Grassy Clouds 2. Chapter 14. Obsolete! The second hallway was in far worse condition than the first. Large portions of the ceiling had collapsed and shattered against the stone floor, covering most of the room with piles of rubble. The left wall was similarly decayed. The columns in the woods stood, for the most part, but the regalia, flags, and banners that hung them had long since worn away, leaving only a few sharp metal poles sticking out into the room. Except for one figure, the room was entirely deserted. That figure was a very familiar pink-coated alicorn. "Princess?" gasped Octavia. "Princess, how did you get here? Are you all right? What happened?" Cadance said nothing. She did not move. She did not even blink. She instead simply gazed steadily ahead of her, looking somewhere just above Octavia's head. Her face betrayed absolutely no expression. "Princess, please, say something!" begged Octavia. Thoughts filled her head of the various horrible things that the tyrant's magical spells could have done to her beloved teacher. She began to race towards the alicorn. "I'm coming!" "Octavia, wait!" yelled Vernal. "I don't think that's Cadance!" "I know what my teacher looks like!" called Octavia, pushing further into the room. The cells left over a small pile of rubble, horns clattering in the floor as she raced across the vast hall. She felt a tug on her barrel, one of the unicorns trying to drag her backwards, but she strained forwards and burst free. She didn't care about the danger. Her teacher was there, and she passed a column with 3 tattered, moth-eaten flags hanging down. Cadance's entire demeanor changed. Her wings snapped open as she reared back, as if preparing to run the cellist down. The creature opened her eyes, revealing pupils the color of fire set in a bloody red. When her horn glowed, it almost burst into flame. "Princess?" whispered Octavia, scaring to a halt. The creature's horn flamed up and blasted a pinkish-red beam at Octavia. The cellist stopped, had no time to dodge, but she felt a tug around her barrel again, and this time did not resist. She was hurled sideways, stumbling into a column, but the beam missed her. She had just enough time to get to her host, and just before a second blast hit where she had been standing a moment ago. "What's going on?" she cried. "Octavia, get back here!" yelled Vernal. "That isn't Cadance!" Octavia turned to run back toward the door, but the creature's horn flared again and blasted, cutting Octavia off. She was barely able to duck around a column. "Help!" "Right, give me a... Lyra, stop it!" screamed Vernal. "What are you doing?" "Uh-oh," Octavia thought, poking her head out. Lyra was trying into a big hall, horn glowing brightly. "How dare you take the image of our beloved princess!" she cried. "And how dare you try to scratch so much a hair on Octavia's coat! Knights and heroes like us won't let us stand!" She reared back on her hind hooves and pointed at the Cadance look-alike. "Surrender, monster, or taste our fury!" The creature ignored her completely, instead opting to start trotting around to get at Octavia. Octavia gulped and began moving to keep the column between her and the alicorn. "Hey! Did you hear me?" yelled Lyra, trotting ever closer. Her horn flashed thrice. "If you so much as scratch Octavia, you'll regret it! We'd all fight demons for the deaths of Tartarus to save each other! You—" She moved past the same pile of rubble that Octavia had reached before the monster had attacked her. The creature turned to look at Lyra. Its horn groaned. "Now, just let my friend go and—" The monster began shooting blasts of magic at her. Lyra's bottle was enveloped in the glow of Vernal's magic, presumably the DJ trying to drag her away. But Lyra twisted away from both Vernal's grasp and the monster's beams. Her horn glowed as she tried to grab Lyra out of her back. "All right, you asked for it!" "Octavia!" Octavia turned to see Medley, who had apparently flown into the room while Lyra was distracted every pony with her chatter. The Pegasus soared over Octavia's head. "Get ready to run." "It has to be pinned down!" "I can fly faster than you can run over all this rubble. I'll just distract. You scoot, okay?" Octavia nodded. "Go!" Medley took off at a sprint, zipping out from behind a column and flying circles around the monster. "Hey, ugly! Over here!" "Cadance isn't ugly!" thought Octavia as she began to run. "Granted, this might not be the best moment to start an argument over it." "Octavia! Grab Lyra and get back to the door!" yelled Rhino. She was just inside the room, with a worried expression on her face. "We don't know what this thing can do! We need a plan!" "I'm fine!" yelled Lyra, skipping away from another blast. She continued playing, her horn glowing. The monster glowed a dull yell in response. I'll weaken this thing! My music! Her hose slipped a loose stone and fell over, hose flailing. The monster turned away from Medley, and fire blasted struck Lyra full in the barrel. Octavia's heart fell. Lyra! Medley cursed. No! Medley, grab Lyra and fight her out! Octavia, book it! Octavia wanted to protest, but held her tongue. With all the rubble in the room, Medley would be able to fight Lyra out a lot faster than Octavia could drag her away. Understood! Her next few moments were a blur of running. She slid over the small puddles of rubble and danced around the larger ones. A few blasts came close to her, but not many. She figured that the monster was targeting Medley instead. She stumbled upon a large rock, yelping as she bashed her left front shin on the ground. But then she was up again and almost at the door. Gotcha! Cried Medley. Girls, Lyra's waking up. We're going to be okay. Octavia smiled, glancing quickly over her shoulder. Indeed, Medley was now flying out of the room, with a stirring Lyra on her back. Lyra rose unsteadily, as she wasn't sure what was going on. Then the monster boomed in the Royal Canterlot voice. Seize her! Stop her! Lyra's reaction was instantaneous. She grabbed Medley around the neck and began to squeeze. Medley's cry of confusion was immediate, as the Pegasus lost altitude and crashed to the ground. Lyra was almost thrown off of her, and scraped a leg badly against the sharp flagpole as they skidded by, but didn't seem to notice. She was just hanging on, systematically choking Medley. Then the monster fired a blast of energy into Medley's unconscious form. Medley collapsed, perfectly still. The creature said, Release her. Tavia was frozen in shock as he felt the tug again. Rhino yanked her out of the room and slammed the door shut, gasping a little at the exertion. For a moment, no pony spoke. Then Rhino said, So, next time, mind if we try to play it first?
Now what?
Whispered Fluttershy. The 4 remaining ponies had hidden behind columns in the first hallway, waiting for the monster or Lyra to pursue them. 10 minutes had passed, however, and nothing had come after them. They had thus slowly left cover and gathered by the door again.
How should I know?
Asked Octavia.
Even neglecting that Cadance imposter, we have to get past Lyra, and probably Medley too now.
She shook her head. Medley's one of the best fighters in the group, and with Lyra's magical spells. Stay calm, urged Bluenote, even though she had lost her smile. We'll figure it out. We'll get through this.
How?
Demanded the Cellos.
We don't even know what we're fighting!
I think I do. The other 3 ponies turned to the DJ, who was leaning against the wall with a serious look on her face.
What?
Remember how the tyrants said Cadance is some kind of Gollem? A construct? No reason they couldn't make more than one. You know, prototypes and stuff. Final nodded. That's probably it. This thing's a Gollem. This room's supposed to have Burning Sun's trap, right? She got one of the Cadance prototypes out of storage, or built us another one, and left it here to guard her back.
Then, why hasn't it chased us?
Whispered Fluttershy, who was standing with Bluenote between herself and the door. Final thought for a few moments. Well, remember what Burning Sun said back in Ponyville? Nightmare Moon possessed ponies and messed with their nines to make him join her. If that Golem guard chased whoever it saw, Nightmare Moon could lure it away from the room, sending a few of her minions after it, then slip past. So, instead, it stays there and doesn't leave. Knowing that's good, said Bluenote. Now we can start figuring out how to beat it.
Wait, beat it?
Octavia frowned.
Princess Cadance is an alicorn. She moves the sun and moon and holds more power than any mortal pony. If that Golem has her abilities...
It doesn't, Final smirked, clapping her foreheads together. Cadance, our Cadance, has been out and about for the past millennia, so she knows all the latest magical developments, right? That thing's been cooped up for the last 1,000 years. Obsolete.
So, she was built by the greatest mage in history, the Burning Sun!
Bah! I could beat the greatest composer in history if I had 1,000 years of advantage in instruments in theory, said Final. Any pony could. Sure, she's strong, and she'll take a little strategy to wear it down. But I got this.
But Final, we're just musicians, and she's an alicorn,
whispered Fluttershy. We don't know anything about her, began Octavia. You forgot who you're talking to? This is DJ Bone 3, who draws ponies from miles around to show her shows. Final took her sunglasses out of her saddlebag, began cleaning them with a cloth. I do my own stunts, and both musical and magical. My speakers, sound setup, Even my rocking shades, all my own design. Final's horn glowed, and the sunglasses glowed slightly in response. There's nothing I can't figure out about craft magic, and that's all a golem is. One big spell wrapped around a pile of parts. If I get closer, maybe I can distract her with my tunes. I can take her apart. Octavia was still skeptical. So what's your plan? Working on it. Give me a minute. It was closer to 5 before Vinyl spoke again. She nodded once, then turned around to look at the other 3 ponies. There were a couple of doors on the right of that hallway, Octavia. If this castle's built like the one in Canterlot, where do those go?
Nowhere. Just to some storage closets.
Perfect. If you 3 can grab Lyra and Medley and get them into one of those rooms, I think I know how to deal with Cadance. Or at least, I can work it out. She nodded. We all ready? I am, said Bluenote. I think we can do this. There's 4 of us and only 1 of it. And we're fighting for our friends. It's just a golem. You can't match our passion. She chuckled. Or our heart.
I'm ready, whimpered Fluttershy.
Octavia looked at the others, still not liking the plan, but not having better ideas.
What do you need from us?
Final explained. What you do with that? I'm going to tear that golem limb from limb. See, Grim, and I'll look absolutely awesome while doing it. Octavia carefully stepped into the room and began to approach the golem.
Final says he probably won't attack until I pass that same threshold as last time. I should be safe until that pile of rubble I passed before.
But despite these thoughts, she could not ignore the cold, clamming feeling in her gut. The golem stood perfectly still, just like the last time Octavia had seen it. In front of it knelt Lyra and Medley, faces shining with something that looked close to adoration. Oh! It's part siren! Lyra's leg was bleeding freely, and Medley's front was all banged up from crashing into the stone floor. But neither seemed to notice.
Why not observe that Cadance didn't tell Lyra to strangle Medley, only to stop her? Lyra figured out how on her own, so they have at least some autonomy. So maybe I could talk to them into doing something stupid. I just need to distract them while the others get into position. Lyra!
Octavia, said Lyra. Her voice was unusually calm and tranquil.
Come closer, bathed in the love of our master.
Master? Octavia stopped just shy of the pile of rubble that Final had mentioned. We do as Cadance commands, said Medley. She's the only pony worthy of our loyalty.
Our service.
Our efforts.
Our love.
Lyra did smile a little.
You should come closer, Tavi. Cadance will show you what true love is.
What service does she want you to render? Asked Octavia. She wanted to turn and see if the others were wary, but Lyra, Medley, and even the Cadance would probably notice. The goddess room, said Medley simply. Forever.
Well, then you may starve to death.
Lyra shook her head.
So, we don't care. Cadance is taking us into her service. We love her. 1,000 deaths could not requite the smallest amount of debt we owe her.
Octavia heard something in her ears. A short, soft dundry. Final signal! Time to move! Medley and Lyra didn't seem to notice, although Cadance did turn so it looked like looking to Octavia's left. The cellos, though, focused on 2 of Thrall's friends. I will rescue you! She announced. We don't need to rescue, was Medley's immediate response.
Be that as may.
Then Octavia charged at the 2 ponies. Things seemed to happen in slow motion. Medley took to the air immediately, soaring up and slipping around. It looked at Octavia that she was going to try for a diving attack, like she had used on the Kelpies. Octavia felt herself tensing and preparing for Medley's heavy hooves. No, ignore her! Lyra's my focus for now. Come on! Lyra grabbed her trusty lyre from her saddlebag and branches in front of her.
We'll bring her down, master,
she cried as she began to play.
We'll bring her into your service.
Her music sounded heavy and dissonant, a stressful work that somehow grainy to listen to. Octavia tried to ignore it, but it seemed to force its way to her ears regardless. Her earth began to drag, and she yelped as it caught in a crack on the floor and almost wrenched her leg out of its socket. Only her strength let her yank it free before she was crippled. Yo! Lyra didn't seem to notice. Her horn just glowed all the brighter as he played louder and faster. Despair tore Octavia's heart, as he was tempted for a moment to simply lie down and let Cadance brainwash her. The battle was futile after all, but she had looked at Lyra and saw the pony who had found her when she was at her lowest.
would have given her a blanket and hot chocolate and a warm ear. No. However hopeless it seems, I'm not losing my friend to this monster! She was very near Lyra. The bard lowered her head as if preparing to gore Octavia. Above them, wings flapped as Medley began to dive down. Octavia took a quick breath as he continued near Lyra, preparing herself for pain. Then Bluenote bull rushed the bard. Hey! Cried Lyra, but Bluenote was bigger than her, and rushed her towards the door on the side of the room. Stop! Please! Yelled Medley, beginning to dive after them. Cadance did nothing. Octavia dropped her speed a little to allow Medley to slip in front of her. She watched as Bluenote rushed Lyra into the side of the room, little more than a small closet with an open door. Medley threw in after the tubus, and after a brief scuffle, Bluenote went flying out and skidded across the floor. Then Fluttershy, who had slipped by the door without any pony noticing, shoved it shut. No! Called Octavia, grabbing the heaviest rock she could find from the nearest pile of rubble and hurrying in front of the closet. Keep it shut! Bluenote, give me something to barricade it! Indeed, the door was beginning to shake as Lyra and Medley attacked from the other side. Vile, go! You got it! Called the DJ. Octavia reached the door along with Bluenote and put her strength into holding it shut, just as the two ponies typed in and even a titanic shug. It was difficult, but both Octavia and Bluenote were earth ponies. They were able to keep the door closed. Meanwhile, the cellist heard a faint, two-tone percussive sequence behind her. Octavia turned to see Vernal darting toward the pile of rubble, and marked a point when Cadance would begin attacking. Aura was glowing, and music seemed to be flowing from it. The DJ waved a hoof as the monster and the music sped up. Ugly! Let's go! Bump! Da-da-dump! Ba-da-dum! Da-dum! Bump! Da-da-dump! Ba-da-dum! Ba-dum! With the last beat, Vernal's horn flared up, and sparks began to fill the air. As the music continued, gaining in speed, strength, and complexity, DJ began to fill the room with blazing, pulsating lights, which reminded Octavia of the Webset concert Vernal had performed in Ponyville for her party. A few more strong beats sounded before the invincible thumping resumed, this time with a strong, steady, powerful beat beneath it. How is she doing that? Asked Octavia, with all the lights and sounds. She couldn't see how Vernal had the strength left her to trot, let alone gallop like she was doing. She does stuff like this at concerts all the time, said Bluenote, even without her gear. She's really good at playing music with her magic. Octavia felt a pang of envy. Meanwhile, Vernal was beginning to run back and forth in front of the Gollem, moving faster than Octavia could have predicted she could run. You see, people, this is why Vernal only has a small part in Rainbow Rocks. If we sink her against the Sirens, the fight would be over in 5 seconds. The music kept building. Vernal kept running. Then suddenly, the white mare dodged into the danger zone at top speed. The Golem attacked, firing blasts of energy at the dodging unicorn. And Vernal began to sing. Rising up! Back in the groove! Did my time! Took my chances! Went the distance, now I'm back on my hooves! Just a mare and her will to survive! Vernal's horn flared like a torch, firing blasts of light directly into Golem's eyes. The creature tried to continue to shoot Vernal, but its blast went wide, as the lights flashed and obscured its vision. The Golem paused, then began shooting the lights at themselves, apparently trying to dispel them, but it didn't seem to be effective. Vernal laughed and continued to run circles around the Golem. So many times! It happens too fast! You trade your passion for glory! Don't lose your grip on the things of the past! You must fight just to keep them alive! The Golem paused, then shut its eyes and cocked his head, as if listening for Vernal. Vernal smirked and cast another spell, and suddenly, the magical backing seemed to be playing directly next to the Golem's ears. The Golem tried to dodge away, but the music and lights followed it, effectively blinding and deafening the enemy. When it began to run after Vernal, it tripped over a pile of rocks it couldn't see, then flew into the air. It cut the column and spiraled downwards. Meanwhile, Vernal continued to sing.
It's the eye of the pony! It's the thrill of the fight! Rising up to the challenge of our rival! The volume of the song swelled, and the Golem reared, hooves clapping over its ears. Vernal levitated one of the fallen flagpoles, held it like a spear, and darted in, stabbed the Golem in the neck. Her horn flared as the DJ funneled magic along the spear into the construct. Go, Rhino! Yelled Bluenote. Unmake that thing! Said Fluttershy, albeit in a small voice. Octavia could only watch in awe. And the last known survivor stalks her prey in the night, and she's watching us all with the eye of the pony! The construct and Final's horn began to flash with magic at the same rate. Then, with a sound of shattering glass, something around the Golem's neck flared and shattered to dust. The Golem's head popped off and rolled away, faint light bleeding from both its neck stumps. The Golems took 2 more steps, fell over with steer. Final grinned and raised her hope to cheer. Then the Golem got up. Its horn glowed, its head levitated to the air, settling back into his neck with a soft crunch. A few seconds later, the Golem shook its head, which now was fast on its neck. Horn glowed, and the backing music vanished. Final blinked. This thing's got some reconstruction spells too. Can you beat it? Asked Octavia. Yeah! Just got a few more spells to break, said Vernal. She tilted her head and cracked her neck. Let's go! She began to spring from the pile of rubble to the pile of rubble, clambering over the fallen rocks and ruined columns dodging about. The Golem once again shut its eyes and was bringing its horn to bear on the DJ. Vernal began to sing again. Face to face, out in the heat, hanging tough, staying hungry. They stack the odds till we're take to the street, for we kill with the skill to survive. The Golem cocked an ear as Vernal ran about, then began to shoot at the DJ again. Vernal didn't even seem to notice, staying 1 step ahead of the blast. She rolled down a big pile of rubble, left her hose at the bottom, and sprang in behind another, just as the monster fired more blasts at her. The DJ's horn glowed as he sang a few more lines. It's the eye of the pony! It's the thrill of the fight! Rising up to the challenge of our rival! But her voice sounded different now, and Octavia realized she was magically throwing it to a position a few feet away from her. Golem wheeled about. Vernal had a chance to turn, and race right for the monster. She levitated another fallen stake to her side. Yeehaw! She yelled, the sound coming from her 10 feet to her right. The Golem charged up, a massive blast and fired it. Then fell to his left. Vernal leapt up and impaled the Golem in the back with a spear. And the last of the survivors stalks her prey in the night, and she's watching us all with the eye of the pony! Vernal's horn began glowing again as he channeled some dispelling magic at the Golem. While the Golem writhed and tried to throw the unicorn off, Vernal won. The Golem's back cracked and smoked, and the alicorn Golem abruptly split into 2 pieces, then tumbled down. Vernal fell to the hooves and rolled away, face flushed with exertion. Think that did it! Then the Golem's hands flew in the air and stitched themselves back together. Or not, Vernal admitted. Come on now! This is being a sore loser! Octavia took a step forward to try and offer help, but the door behind her shuttered. She realized that Lyra and Medley were still trying to break loose. She pushed back against the door once more, joining Fluttershy and Bluenote. Come on, Vernal! She yelled, not knowing what else to do. You can do it! Go, Vernal! Go, Vernal! You can do it, girl! Woo! Vernal gave them a quick wave, then began to run, just as the alicorn began to blast at her again. Rising up, straight to the top! Had the guts, got the glory! With the distance, now I'm not gonna stop! Just a mare and her will to survive! She suddenly stopped and wheeled about, her horn glowing until it was almost blinding to look at. Pyrotechnics sprung into existence and swept at the Golem, with some of the shield to intercept. But the spells, with a flash, were suddenly a step ahead of where they seemed to be, and they moved to the empty space where the Golem's shield had vacated. They struck the Golem's coat and began to burn. Syncopated magic! Syncopated magic, whispered Octavia, awed in spite of herself. Syncopation was a term for techniques involving moving the beats of a musical work, ahead or behind where they would normally be playing, by treating her spells like a musical beat, so he could use the syncopations he was already familiar with. As a percussionist and DJ, to shift her magic unexpectedly. A remarkable application of musicological theory to magic! Final's voice rose as he charged at the Golem, which was now trying to put out the fire all over her coat. It's the eye of the pony! It's the thrill of the fight! Rising up to the talents of a rival! And the last no survivor socks her prey in the night! And she's watching us all with the eye of the pony! She levitated a pole and stabbed the Golem again, this time in the heart. The Golem writhed as magic flowed into it. Mr. User, would you mind dropping your air guitar? Fine. Come on, muttered Vinyl as he continued to pour on the magic. Break! Then, the creature shattered to millions of pieces, with metal shards, gem fragments, and dust cascading to the floor. Bright yellow light, magic, Octavia guessed, poured out of the collapsing body and dispersed into the air. Within seconds, all that remained was a large pile of debris in the Golem's horn. The room fell completely silent for a moment, the ponies only staring at the fallen pile of junk. Then Vinyl laughed. Told you I could do it, and that I look awesome too. She winked. DJ Poultry in the house! I repeat, I really think Vinyl probably could have taken the siren single-handedly, and probably would have walked away effortlessly. Lyra and Medley seemed back to normal as soon as the Golem was destroyed. But Fluttershy refused to proceed without checking them out, and also before redressing Octavia's back. Her wounds had opened during the fight without her noticing it. Excuse me, said the zealous, reposing Final once Fluttershy's ministrations were complete. She winced at the stinging in her wound. The Pegasus was about to run short on painkillers. I need to say something. Autographs later, said the DJ, taking over the Golem's body. You know, if this thing was totally evil, I'd want one. Can you imagine how awesome a Gollum would be? She grinned. Go, do the dishes. Go, carry the luggage. Go. Octavia coughed. I wanted to apologize to you in particular. It was my tossing into this room against your advice that caused all the problems. And you had to go through all that effort because of... Hey, we all do dumb things, said Vino, waving unfairly. If it were up to me, we'd still be wandering around the Lychee's maze. Let's just accept that I'm not the brainhead metalhead you thought I was, and you're not the representative of the snobby idiot class I thought you were, and we're both pretty awesome in our own ways. Octavia could not help but smile. Snobby idiot? Yeah, you know, nobles who don't have a thought in their heads except what their advisors and friends put there. No offense, Tommy, but some nobles are the most ridiculous ponies on the planet. Not taken. I do know a few nobles like that. Remind me to tell you about the House Lumos there sometime. Hey! Trixie, you heard that? Violet's eyes twinkled. Finally think we might get out of this alive? Octavia realized, for the first time since entering the forest, she had spoken of future events without some qualifier. Well, we're doing a lot better than I feared. Great, so... Hey, we're all ready over here, said Bluenote. I'll doctor up. Be careful, Octavia heard Fluttershy saying as he walked back to the rest of the group. I don't have many masses left. I will. You're awesome, chirped Lyra. Feel good as new. Fluttershy blushed. Hi, said Medley to the others. Thanks for bailing us out back there. Hey, what are friends for? Said Bluenote. As the ponies talked, they moved to the doors to the far end of the hallway. This should be the throne room, said Octavia. We are here. Bluenote stretched out a hoof and touched the door. A faint hum sounded behind him, and all 6 ponies turned. The Golem's horn levitated, and a faint bit of remaining magic tickering at last. Before any of the 6 set could do anything, it flew to the nearest hole in the wall, and unleashed a blinding pillar of light to the sky. It crumbled to dust after a few seconds, but the light remained there immobile, for several seconds afterwards. A beacon, man's Vinyl. To warn the morning sun that some pony called this fall, said Medley. The 6 looked at each other. Octavia couldn't deny a jolt of fear. Traps were one thing, but to have the tyrant herself... No, they had to continue. They had no choice. We must continue,
said Octavia, clapping her hose briskly. Hurry! We just need to get to the next room and pick up the elements. We cannot stop now, not with the whole world depending on us. She took a deep breath. We've come this far. We can't do this. Now we just need to go a little further. And then, projecting as much confidence as she could, she opened to the door room to the throne room of the monarchs of Equestria.